Ubiest of the tubiest, the best YouTube subscribers on the planet. That's you. And I'm 50 plus.
With Ramon.
You met him on the last video, didn't you? So, we talked about in the last video, about what happened needed to make you choose flatbed and securement challenges and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But before you got on the truck, you had to go through orientation.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. How long was orientation?
2 weeks.
Yeah. You enjoy them?
First week.
Not so much.
Nah, it's like the first 2 days is a lot of watching slides and videos and paperwork.
Yeah.
And then after that, they take you to like a yard. They show you examples of what loads you may encounter. And then, or maybe like that's towards the end of the second day, they take you out on a tour, but you don't touch anything, you don't do anything. Third day, you go out there, they do a load for you, and then you have like the next 2 days to secure all those different types of loads.
Yeah. But
they don't show you exactly how to do every load. They teach you how to roll up a tarp, what else did they teach us? How to use a 2-inch ratchet strap or a 4-inch ratchet strap. They taught us how to, wench it down.
Yeah.
And then theory of strapping everything down. Why it's 2 feet in the beginning, 2 feet at the end, and then every 5 feet after that in between. And then why we use V-boards if it's like buckets or anything that's an individual product like rolled roofing.
Yep.
To distribute it across the whole pallet and not just that one individual product.
Right.
And then what else? V-boards, X straps in the back to prevent it from going forward or back, or how to secure dunnage, how to use the chains. I forgot about that. How the binders work.
Right.
And then about the load capacity of each strap and chain, which is 4,000, because you base off the workload off of your weakest link, which would be the rug rails, which are rated for 4,000. So everything is 4,000 unless you have a 2-inch strap, and it's 2,000. And then just basically first week is just theory and understanding everything. They teach you how to do the Smith system, or they go over it. They don't teach you.
Right.
Oh, and then I think the third day you do a drive test. You go in a truck with not an employee, not a Melton employee, but Tulsa safety. Someone that works for a different company that does the safety test for us. And so we go over the road. We go on some freeways. You pull up into a truck stop. You pull through through the diesel station or whatever you want to call it. I forget what it's called. Fuel station.
Yeah.
And then I had one of the people that was in my group, because we do it in groups. Everything is done in groups there because they have so many students. They can't individually teach you each load per student per se. But one of the students ran past a couple stop signs and still passed. And so I was like, well, I guess they need a lot of employees or something. But I guess another student ran over a road sign and popped a tire because he ran it over. He knocked it over and then ran it over with the trailer tires and popped a tire. He's out of there. I think other people with a different, examiner.
Yeah.
They passed over. They not rolled over. They didn't stop at a stop sign, and they got out of there. So I don't know if it was just my examiner that was lenient.
Yeah.
But after that, it's basically week two. The instructors are a lot more strict, as in like they tell you. Week one, you could ask like, "Oh, am I doing this right? Is this right?" And they'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's right. The only thing I would change is maybe put this strap a little bit further out, or something like that." And then week two comes around, you ask the instructor, "Am I doing this right?" "I don't know, are you?" And then they'll let you finish the whole load, And then once you fucked up, you're like, all right, take it down, it's wrong, redo it. And then they tell you what you did wrong. But the thing that sucks about that is you have to finish 11 loads by Friday. Well, it's doable because you have 4 or 5 guys in your group, including yourself.
Yeah.
And so you should be doing like 3 loads per day at least.
Right.
So I think the minimum is you do 3 loads one day, and then the rest you could do 2 loads per day.
Yeah.
And the majority of them are tarped as well. That's when they teach you how to tarp too. In week 2, they teach you how to tarp things. That is just the group that I had. It was me and another guy doing all the work.
Yeah.
And then we were correcting the mistakes that the other 3 people were doing.
That's typical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they put the 2 best guys that were like out of the group and then the bad guys all together, like in the same group. They picked 2 good guys and then 3
birds of a
bad
feather
guys.
flock together, right?
Yeah, but they pick out a lot of people week 2. You have a drive or like a course, a driving course to go through.
Yeah.
They set up a bunch of cones in a big parking lot. There's like 2 or 3 stop signs. You have to do a straight back, a 45, and a 90. And if you touch a cone, depending if you have experience or not, you're out of there. If you don't have experience, then you might have a chance to retest on Friday. And if I think everyone had a chance to retest on Friday, whoever hit a cone and didn't have any experience, or hit a cone like and didn't like kill the cone or anything like that. They like tapped it or something. And so they get a second chance to retest on Friday. But driving course was easy. It's like a bunch of curves to get to like the next station, to where you either do a straight back or a 45 or 90. But it's like some wide curves. There's a stop sign intersection. You have to, take it like a regular stop sign. And they're all left turns. The only time you turn right is when you're in between the cones, and the cones take you, on a right turn.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, before you go on the course, they walk you through it. There's a trainer in the truck going through the course, and then there's somebody talking to you on the floor as you're walking next to the truck. And they're telling you, oh, when you hit this corner, make sure you stick to the right because you're turning left and you don't want to hit the cones on the left side. And I guess a lot of people would stick too far to the right and then hit the cones on the right when they're trying to turn left. And some people did it at the stop signs. They hit the cones at the stop signs. And then, it's not like a CDL test where you only have like 2 pull-ups and 3 step outs. You could pull up as many times as you need. You could step out as many times as you need. The only thing is, I was the van driver, so I was taking people that failed or that got fired, let's say, back to the hotel, so they could get flown out, or they have to buy their own ticket though, so they could go home. But so I one of the guys that told me, he said that he had 2 years experience. He said he tapped the cone, he hit a big cone. He hit 3 cones in total, all in one drive. And the trainers, they tell you like, oh no, this isn't a pass or fail thing. And they hit 2 cones and they're out of there. But he's like, oh, we want everyone to pass. We want everybody to become a driver. But I think last week we started maybe with 59, and we ended up with like 45 or something like that. So they took a good chunk out of us. First week, the only people that got sent home were like people that failed the drug test.
Yep, that's the immediate out of there.
Or they couldn't lift I think it's an 80-pound or 90-pound tarp onto the trailer.
Yeah.
Some people couldn't do that. And then they have a test where you have to climb a ladder onto a trailer and then hop on some boxes, hop on another box, and then hop on a container. And some people couldn't get up there. They couldn't. So they got sent home.
Right.
They have a test where you stand on one leg for 30 seconds.
Yes.
Some people They didn't pass that, but they didn't get
right,
sent home.
Right. That is almost a DOT physical type of thing, and it's a equilibrium deal, you know. And you'd be surprised how many people have a poor inner ear type of thing, you know. When I used to coach baseball, and you know, these
You
were
gotta stretch the legs, and then they
well, I would have parents bring me their kids, and they was like, yeah, my kid's just, you know, super bad, you know. he's gonna be the next big thing, you know.
Yeah, he's the next.
Yeah, he's
Aaron
like,
Judge.
right, he's like 10. You know? And I'm saying, okay. So I said, all right, run to first base, and the kid will run like this to the base.
Out and then back in.
Yeah. Or they'll run like this to the base.
A little snake.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
He ain't it.
No. Because they have an inner ear thing. He's running like that because he see that.
He thinks he's running straight.
Correct. That's it. And so yeah, no, man.
Huh?
You know, there's a whole bunch of 10-year-olds that can run a straight line and you can't. So, you know, you can go try tennis or something. I don't know, chess club. I don't know, but you know, that is a real thing, and it can mess you up. And you know, can you imagine being on a trailer?
On top
Of a load, and you're coming down and you misjudge, you know, because you run like this, and you misjudging your way down. Now you from there to the concrete.
At least 10 feet.
Yeah, that ain't fun. That's not a fun drop. If you know, let's think about this. So a couple of weeks ago, I was at a shipper, and there's another guy at the shipper, and he starts, you know, talking, and he says that there's a guy who fell off a load on one of our yards, and he said, "Yeah, you know, I was helping him do something, and then he came down off the load straight to the ground and cut his leg open or something." So I said, "So when you were headed to that yard, did you not get a Qualcomm message that said when you're on a load, use your harness?" He says, yeah, you know, but I wasn't on a load.
You're talking to a trainer.
No, this is another driver.
Oh, okay.
We met up at a shipper.
Okay.
And so he's telling me that this just happened. Okay. And so I said to him, "But did you get the message?" And he said, "Yes." I said, "Well, if it were me, I would fire both of you. If I had the authority to do it, I would fire both of you. And you should never tell that story again." I'm talking to this driver. "Well, why? Did you not get the Qualcomm message?" "Yeah." "So when you got that message, you didn't think to tell this person, I'm not going to participate in this and this, and you put a harness on." You know.
Yeah.
You follow me?
Yeah.
So when you don't take responsibility, there's a problem. You see, and things can happen so quickly and so easily. You're not even thinking about it, you know. But at that location, you know, it's it's pretty windy up there, and it's hot, you know, and you know, judgment is poor.
Just sweat in your eyes.
Yes, man. You know, I don't know what went on, but I do know that he came down without a harness, and he tore himself up. And now I pay for it, and you pay for it, and all the other drivers pay for it, and the people in the office pay for it, and we all pay for it. You see? And so there's a reason why we don't want you to come off those loads, you know. So if you can't stand on one leg, you got an inner ear thing, maybe something ain't right. Maybe you don't have a leg strength, or you got some balance issues. You can't get up there, man, because you can come down so easily, you know. And we go to places where there's not a harness available. You know,
It's a tall ass load.
yes, but definitely if it's available, hook up. You know, especially when you're getting reminded. And that dude that fell, if I could get in front of his face, I would say, "Hey man, did you get a message on the phone?" Because I know he did, because we all do. All you gotta do is get in the vicinity of one of those terminals, and if you get in the vicinity of that terminal, even if you're not going there, you get a message that says, "Hey, if you're coming over here and you're getting on load, make sure you put on."
Nice.
Yeah. So, you know, it's not because, you know, well, we just bought this new harness for everybody to get their sweat into it, you know. We're not trying to collect DNA, you know what I mean? There's a reason why. And that's the reason why they want you to stand on one leg, you know, and you know, stand on one leg, put your arm out there and cough. I want to make sure you got everything, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because it's a, it
end
could
of the
be
day, the
dangerous,
most important stop is home. That's what I've heard.
Man, listen, you want to get there if you can, you know. You get there without limping, you know. Get there without a bungee stuck in your eye socket, you know. Yeah. You know, I mean, I forget which arm it is. It's probably healed up pretty good now. There it is. See that line right there? Mm-hmm. That came from a bungee.
You slipped out of your hand?
I was pulling it like this, and I had a wet glove. Uh-huh. And I was pulling the bungee, and I turned like this, and the bungee slipped out of my wet glove, and it scratched me as it was going back across.
Bleeding a lot?
It bled pretty good, you know, but you know, you can tell it's healed up now. But it wasn't fun.
Yeah, I was in orientation, and one of the students was telling me that he had to help out an old guy because he wasn't wearing gloves. Yeah. And he was pulling a bungee, and then he just had like a big gash in his hand. Yeah. And he had like stitches, and he was like, no, the other guy in there was like, I helped him out. Well, I didn't want him to get hurt again. Open stitches up again.
Yeah, well, you know, you can get hurt, you know, and so that's the reason why, you know, you go through orientation. They're going to talk to you about some things. And each one of these incidents, man, are
they show videos of people getting into car accidents, people not paying attention, and then they showed a video where this guy is playing his guitar and driving at the same time. And he didn't get in a car accident. He just set off the camera because he hit the railroad too hard. Yeah. Yeah. And he got fired instantly. Oh, shouldn't he? Yeah. You know, there are some things that you know, you can do, and it's almost understandable. You know, some guys might, you know, reach over and get a swig of their drink, you know, and when they put the drink back down, oh shit. You know, it only takes that at the time, which is why when you're driving, I say, hey man, you know, don't get that close to, even when we were just barely rolling. We wasn't even a mile an hour because we was in traffic, remember? Mm-hmm. And I said, oh man, get up off that car, give them room. Yeah. You know, and that's because you need to drive for you, the person in front of you, and everybody around you, because they're all going to do stupid stuff. Yeah. And we have to keep enough distance between us and the vehicle in front of us for us to be overtaken by another vehicle. Yeah, I give them an inch, they take a mile.
So give them a mile and a half. Yeah. So what? You know, we're going to get there, and they're going to get there now because you gave them a mile and a half. Yeah. You know, and then they might want to. Hell, give them 2 miles, whatever. Take the 2 miles, going on. You know, just go. You know, away from me, so I can get where I've got to go without running over you. That's all. Yeah. That's all we're trying to do. You know, and so, but things can happen so quickly. You know, I mean, literally smiling, joking, having a good time, and I'm, you know, I got dunnage, and I'm gonna lock my dunnage down with breaker bark, you know, and then, you know, a couple of broken teeth later, yes, man, you know, and I'm going, what the hell, you know, and it actually went the other way. I had already snapped it, and I was trying to take it loose. You know, bungee, our snap binders have a range of free range, and then it gets to a point where it breaks over. Yeah. This was one that at the time I didn't know, but the company has gotten rid of these, and they when they lock down, they're down. They don't have that free range. So when you unloosen them,
Push it a little.
it's unloosened from a dead flat, and so it just like this, boom, you know, and it got me, bro, and broke a couple of teeth over here, made me bite through my lip, you know, not good. And it could just, I mean, 1 minute everything's cool, and I know what I'm doing. But the problem was the guy who actually winched that down. Yeah, he probably two of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm not a little dude, but he's probably two of me. And he just bam. I mean, that wood probably wouldn't. It almost embedded itself into the deck of that trailer. So when I pulled it off, I actually had to
use a lot of strength.
Right, and I was at I won't say the shipper's name, but they don't allow you on the deck of the trailer. So in a normal world, I would have stood on the trailer and had lots of range motion with the load bar, but I didn't. I had to stand on the catwalk to do it.
Oh,
so it didn't do this; it did that. You see, and caught me pretty good.
Because you got to be reaching over.
Right. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But again, things can happen extremely quick.
Yeah.
You know, and you know when you go through orientation, you try to learn things. You try to take the messages from the safety and all of the things that has happened in the past that we're trying to avoid happening again. And that's incorporated into that orientation. And so a lot of stuff that you're getting, you know what? There's not a rule until somebody screws up.
Yeah.
You know, we all run through life, you know, free as a bird until somebody screws up. Oh, now we got to create a law, right? And then, you know, somebody does something else. Oh, we got to create a law because those things are going to prevent it from happening, right? Well, you know, maybe not.
Like seatbelt.
Right, you know, why? Because it's the law. Well, why? Because, you know,
a lot of people are dying.
Right, yeah. Well, you know, so that's going to prevent me from that. Oh, no, but, you know, it might maim you really bad, so you still get to live like a quadriplegic. So, yeah, all right, you know. But, right, but, you know, I guess you get to still live or exist, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But these things are taught to us for a reason. They're you know, having to pass a DOT physical, or stand on one limb, or you know, being able to not be colorblind, whatever it is, whatever.
Yeah.
Something has happened in the past that says this is where the criteria needs to be, and once we fail those criteria, we're put in a bad situation, ourselves and the companies that we work for. That's why it's that way. Mm-hmm. And so orientation hopefully taught you quite a bit, you know.
The only thing is, a lot of people did fail the drug test, but they told me that their recruiter told them that they don't hair follicle test for weed. And they get sent home, and I was like, "What'd you test for?" He's like, "They told me hair follicle weed." And I was like, "I thought you told me they don't test for that." And he's like, "That's what the recruiter told me." And I was like, "Did she put it in writing?"
Well,
nope.
Well, I can't guarantee anything because you just never know. When there's humans involved, all kinds of craziness can be involved. But if you believe that smoking weed is okay and there's nothing wrong with it, and that weed has, just like alcohol or crack cocaine, it has a place in
say a command.
Exit. That these substances has a place in this truck.
Say a command.
Exit. It actually they do not.
No.
They do not. They do not have a place in this industry.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I thought
Weed don't have a place in this industry. Neither does alcohol or any other substance. No. They don't. It may be legal in the state that they come from, but it's not legal to drive his vehicle with it. Okay,
makes sense. I mean, you have so many people's lives in your hand.
Without a doubt. Do you know enough people? That's actually a stop sign right there that those 3 cars just ran.
Yeah. They're all high.
Yeah. That's why right there. You get enough people to test negative, test positive for substances like that, DUIs and things like that, and it could make operations cost prohibitive. I mean, the insurance and things like that is so high that you just can't even operate anymore. That's how bad it could get. And so I tell people all the time, man, listen, if you're gonna come over here, this is what you want to do. You got to be ready. And I ain't mean ready because I need a job and so I'm ready. No, I mean mentally ready. Are you done with all of that craziness? Because if you're not done with it, there's no. They just run that thing. They don't care. They don't care nothing about that. They don't care about stopping.
You're right there.
Yeah, they're crazy. But anyway. Before you get out here, don't be telling me your recruiter says it's okay if you just get on the gungy before you come down here. No, it's not. Okay, so no. Nobody want to hire you smoking all that craziness. You get that out your system first, then come see us. Till I see you again. Was you about to say something?
No.
Okay. Till I see you again, deliver undistracted. And here's your boop. Boop.